There is a strange law that governs the world, but almost nobody notices it until it is too late. The louder you announce your ambitions, the weaker they become. The more people know about your plans, the more invisible forces begin working against you. Not always because people hate you, but because human nature cannot tolerate watching someone quietly rise above them. Most people think wealth is created through intelligence. Some believe it comes from luck. Others believe success belongs to those who work the hardest. Machiavelli understood something far darker. He knew that wealth is protected by silence, because every empire is first built in the shadows, before it is admired in the sunlight. If you truly want to become rich, not temporarily rich, not someone who flashes money for attention, but someone whose wealth quietly compounds until it becomes impossible to destroy, then you must first learn why secrecy is more valuable than money itself. Watch this video until the very end, because the final lesson is the one almost every millionaire understands, yet almost nobody teaches. And once you understand it, you will never look at success the same way again. Look around your life. Notice something strange. The people who constantly post motivational quotes are usually still trying to become successful. The people showing rented cars often don't own them. The people screaming that they're making millions need strangers to believe them. Real power almost never introduces itself. It simply exists. The lion does not announce every hunt. The eagle does not gather an audience before it flies. Nature hides its greatest moments. Human beings do the opposite. The average person announces every new opportunity. I just started a business. I'm about to become rich. I'm investing in this. I'm working on something huge. They confuse attention with progress. But attention has a hidden cost. Every person who hears your plans begins forming opinions. Some secretly doubt you. Some secretly hope you fail. Some begin comparing themselves to you. Some unintentionally distract you with advice that comes from fear instead of experience. Soon, your energy shifts away from execution toward explanation. You start defending dreams that should have remained private. Machiavelli warned rulers against exposing their intentions too early, because once people understand your destination, they begin creating obstacles. The same principle applies to wealth. Your first investment should be silence. There is something psychological, social satisfaction. The moment you tell people your goal, your brain receives a small reward. You feel as though you've already accomplished something. Your motivation decreases, because your mind mistakes recognition for achievement. This is why countless dreams die after being announced. The applause came too early. The validation replaced discipline. Quiet people avoid this trap. They let action replace conversation. Every dollar earned speaks louder than every promise made. The richest man in the room rarely feels the need to convince anyone he is rich, because reality does not require advertising. Only illusion does. Ask yourself one question. Why do people feel the need to show success immediately? Because deep down, they want approval, more than freedom. But approval is one of the most expensive addictions in existence. Every decision begins revolving around appearances. You buy expensive clothes, luxury watches, cars you cannot afford, vacations designed for Instagram instead of peace. Soon, your income grows, but your wealth stays frozen. Machiavelli believed appearance was important, but only when it served power, never when it weakened it. There is a difference. A king dresses like a king because it strengthens authority. A fool dresses like a king because he wants attention. One builds influence, the other purchases validation. Never confuse the two. If you truly desire wealth, you must become comfortable looking ordinary. This is one of the hardest psychological battles, because society rewards visible success. People congratulate expensive purchases. They admire luxury. They celebrate consumption. Few celebrate discipline. No one applauds the man quietly investing every month. Nobody notices the woman building multiple income streams after work. Nobody admires the entrepreneur eating simple meals while reinvesting profits. Until one day, 10 years later, everyone suddenly calls them lucky. Luck is often invisible discipline, repeated thousands of times. The world teaches you to impress strangers. The wealthy learn to impress their future selves. Every unnecessary purchase steals from a version of you who could have lived in complete freedom. Imagine two men. Both earn exactly the same income. The first upgrades his lifestyle every time he receives more money. Better clothes, bigger apartment, new phone, luxury dinners. He appears successful. The second keeps living almost exactly the same, but quietly buys assets, businesses, stocks, property, skills, knowledge. 5 years later, they no longer live in the same universe. One owns expensive memories, the other owns financial independence. One collected applause, the other collected leverage. Which man do you think Machiavelli would respect? The answer is obvious. Power always belongs to the one who delayed pleasure. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming enemies only appear after success. No, they appear during your climb. Sometimes disguised as friends, sometimes disguised as family, sometimes disguised as concern. Maybe you shouldn't risk that. Are you sure this business will work? Don't aim too high. Be realistic. Notice something. Very few people intentionally destroy dreams. Most simply project their own limitations. Fear spreads faster than courage. This is why silence protects ambition. If nobody knows what you're building, nobody can infect it with doubt. Your goals grow in peace, like roots beneath the earth, invisible, strong, patient. Then one day, the tree appears. People call it sudden success. They never saw the years underground. Machiavelli understood another painful truth. People rarely forgive those who quietly surpass them, especially if they began at the same level. The friend who laughed with you may become uncomfortable once your life changes, not because your success hurts them, because it reminds them of opportunities they ignored. This is why announcing wealth often changes relationships. Some people become jealous, others become dependent. Some suddenly remember they need financial help, others begin treating you differently. Money reveals character more than it changes it. Protect yourself. The less people know, the fewer masks you'll have to uncover. Real wealth is not having expensive things. Real wealth is having options. The ability to wake up without panic, to say no, to walk away, to refuse disrespect, to spend time with people you love, to choose peace instead of survival. Most people chase symbols of wealth instead of wealth itself. Symbols disappear, freedom remains, and freedom grows best in silence. There is one final lesson Machiavelli would leave you with, and it is perhaps the most important of them all. Never let people measure your progress. The moment others begin tracking your income, your business, your investments, or your next move, you surrender a piece of your freedom. They begin forming expectations. Some expect you to fail. Others expect you to rescue them. Some wait for you to make one mistake so they can say, "I knew it wouldn't last." Do not give them that power. Move so quietly that your success arrives before the rumors do. Let your bank account grow while your lifestyle stays simple. Let your knowledge expand while your mouth stays closed. Let your investments multiply while the world believes nothing has changed. Remember this: noise attracts attention, but silence attracts opportunity. When people underestimate you, they lower their guard. They reveal information they would never reveal to someone they perceive as powerful. They expose opportunities, weaknesses, and patterns. Silence becomes your greatest intelligence-gathering tool. This is why the most dangerous people are rarely the loudest. They observe more than they speak. They calculate more than they celebrate. They move with patience instead of emotion. And when the time finally comes to reveal your success, you won't need to explain anything. Your results will introduce you. The house you own, the business you built, the investments that now work while you sleep, the peace that money can never buy for those who chased attention instead of freedom. That is the difference between appearing rich and becoming wealthy. Never forget, money is a tool, wealth is a system. Power is the ability to protect both. So from this day forward, speak less about your dreams. Stop announcing every plan. Stop seeking approval from people who have never achieved what you want. Build in private, learn in private, invest in private, win in private. Then one day when everyone asks how your life changed so quickly, simply smile, because they were watching your words while you were building your empire. The loud seek recognition, the wise seek results. In the end, only one becomes truly free.